The phone vibrated at 2:11 a.m. Not rang, vibrated. That mattered. Hospitals don't vibrate. They ring, loud, urgent. They want you awake, terrified, compliant. This was different. This was quiet, private. I was standing in the kitchen, barefoot on cold tile, staring at a glass of water I hadn't touched. Her jacket was still hanging on the chair, blood-stained, folded like someone cared, enough to pretend everything was normal. The message was from her. I'm awake. Don't come yet. No, I love you. No, thank you. Just a boundary. I typed, deleted, typed again. I sold the car. The savings are gone. Insurance didn't cover it. I'm on my way. 3 dots appeared, then vanished. A minute later, another message. I never asked you to save me. That was the moment something inside me went quiet. Not broke. Not screamed. Quiet. I remembered the sound of metal folding like paper. The smell of gasoline. Her name leaving my mouth before I even knew I was shouting. I remembered signing papers with hands that shook, authorizing procedures I didn't understand, numbers I didn't want to read. Everything I had ever built disappeared in 48 hours. For her. When I finally saw her, she wouldn't look at me. Her eyes slid past my shoulder, toward the window, the hallway, anywhere else. She spoke carefully, like every word was pre-approved by someone who wasn't there. You didn't have to do all that, she said. Didn't have to. Our daughter stood near the door, arms crossed, jaw tight. She looked older than she should have. She didn't meet my eyes either. Moments later, a man walked in, casual, familiar, too comfortable in a room that still smelled like antiseptic and fear. He put his hand on my wife's shoulder. She didn't flinch. That's when the pieces started moving on their own. The late nights that began months before the crash. The new password on her phone. The way my daughter stopped telling me things. Like she'd already chosen a side and didn't want to feel guilty about it. No one explained anything. They didn't have to. 2 days later, she left. Not angrily. Not dramatically, calm, efficient, papers already prepared. My daughter went with her. She hugged me stiffly, like I was a stranger who'd overstayed his welcome. I need to protect myself, my wife said at the door. From me. I stood there alone, the house echoing with absence, replaying that message in my head. I never asked you to save me. That night I didn't cry. I opened my laptop. And I started checking timelines. Timelines never lie. People do. I rebuilt the last 18 months like a crime scene. Not emotionally, logically, dates, receipts, phone. Backups I didn't even remember syncing. Insurance records, mileage logs from a car I no longer owned. Patterns emerged. The crash didn't start the collapse. It exposed it. Her affair wasn't new. It was careful. Lunches that ran long. Work trips that ended early. A second email account registered under a nickname only I used when we first met. That detail almost made me smile. Almost. Then there was my daughter. Messages deleted but not erased. iCloud is generous that way. Conversations between them. Not innocent. Not cruel either. Just aligned. He doesn't get you anymore, Mom. You deserve to be happy. He's always controlling. I read those lines without blinking. Control. I remembered selling the car. Draining retirement. Signing debt into my own name so neither of them would carry it. Control, apparently, looks like sacrifice when the beneficiary gets bored. I didn't confront them. I prepared. I let the divorce proceed exactly as they wanted. Quick, clean, I took the debt. She took the house equity she hadn't paid for. The man moved in 2 weeks later. My daughter posted photos, smiling, whole. Then I sent one email. Not to her, to him. Subject line, medical liability disclosure. Attached were the documents he didn't know existed. The ones showing the crash wasn't an accident. Her blood work, medication interactions. The waiver I signed that transferred long-term. Care responsibility quietly to the next legal partner if remarriage occurred. He called within minutes. I didn't answer. I sent another email. This one to my daughter. Screenshots, dates, messages, the ones where her mother planned to leave before the crash, where she admitted she'd stay just long enough to be covered. No commentary, no accusations, just truth. The fallout was immediate. He left within 48 hours. Lawyers followed. The house went back on the market. My daughter stopped posting, stopped calling. When she finally showed up at my door, Her face was unfamiliar, smaller, stripped of certainty. "You knew," she said. I nodded. "Why didn't you stop it?" I considered the question carefully. "Because," I said, "you only learn who someone is when they think they've already won." She cried. I didn't comfort her. Weeks later, my ex-wife sent one final message. "You ruined my life." I stared at it for a long time before replying. "No, I just stopped paying for it." I blocked the number, closed the laptop, walked outside into a life that felt quieter, not empty. Different. I never asked them to love me, but I learned exactly what betrayal costs, and I finally let them pay it themselves.